Hi, everybody. It's Heather from the Chronicles of Mama Mac. It is August the 2nd. I'm sorry that this is a day late. I had some technical difficulties yesterday, so forgive me. I did, however, pull all of the cards for this reading yesterday, so it was very much into the energy of August 1st. Wow, we are month 3 of Awaken by Heather Life and Wellness Empowerment Network. And it is growing and changing and just becoming this beautiful, beautiful space where we can share and create and be in a place of acceptance. And I'm really, really excited about that. So, as you all know, the intention for this month is around rest, repair, and self care. Me personally, Um, I am very affected by this. I don't always take the best care of myself because I'm always put people ahead of myself. This was really, really critical in my earlier parenting and adulting years, just because of my patterning and my wounding and my, kind of need to lie around and fix and make everything else perfect and then neglect myself. And I learned very, very quickly that this was not a healthy thing to do. And I crashed and I burned. And I learned a lot from that. It's a long journey to learn from that. But I learned that it's really critical to take care of yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, then you can't get anybody else to a finish line. You can't hold a light. You can't show them and mirror, what a healthy lifestyle living looks like. So, as women, it's really hard for us, I find, to do this because we, kind of get into that blamey shame of, oh, I'm being selfish if I take care of myself first over everybody else. I'm here to say that no, you know what? You are just as worthy and as valuable as everybody else in your life. In fact, you're probably more important because if you're not in a state of wellness, then the rest of it will fall apart. So here's to a month of great self awareness, great self care, and great um, resting and learning the power in that, the power of just learning about all of the wisdom that we go through in these cycles that we have. So, um, as you know, we are a couple days now outside of Mercury retrograde, and things are really starting to change, which is great. I hope that your communication opens up again, and the moving parts start coming forward. Take a look at the wisdom that I know I've said this a couple times now, but the wisdom that came about over this last month. What did you learn? What did you let go of? What wasn't serving you? What no longer, um, held your interest, and what naturally fell apart. Those were all things that had to go. And just take a look at the process. What did you learn from it? Did you get a deeper lesson in um, letting go, happiness, pain, sorrow, ecstasy? What did you learn? So, just with a loving eye, take a look at that and know that you have grown and you've shaped and shifted. And that's a powerful place to be. So, yesterday, as I said to you, it's our monthly oracle card reading. Yesterday, I pulled um, the cards for this month ahead, and I used the Earth Magic deck this time, right here. So, this is from Stephen Farmer. And they're just really, really great cards that tell a message and weave. I'm really excited because I took a sneak peek, and some of them are like, not some of them, all of them are really much on point for kind of the energy of the air that's going on out there in the world. So, without further ado, I am going to share with you the cards that we got, and then I'm going to tell you a few cool little things at the end that we're going to be working on this month for growth and development. Okay. So, our very first card was full moon, and full moon is about completion. I think it's really, really cool that the full moon card came up because um, we had a really harsh full moon in July, and a lot of endings happened for And then we had our second new moon that happened 2 weeks later, which was just on Tuesday. Sorry, I'm adjusting the chair here. Um, and that new moon brings in a whole wealth of new energy after that big cleanse and that purge. So it's really important that between now and the full moon, which will happen on the 15th of August, that we really truly get really clear and personal about what we intend on bringing into the light and into the world over these next 2 weeks. You learned what no longer served you. You had burn offs and endings and shifts. What are you now going to bring into those empty spaces? You've made room for stuff. What do you want? Get really personal, get really clear, and dive in. Do a new moon ceremony, light a candle, go outside, put down 3 things that you really, really strongly want to bring into the world, and then put them inside of your ritual bowl and set the intention that you are worthy, that you are enough, that you're open to receiving the goodness that's all around you. You could do our yes meditation that we've done before. And the yes meditation is simply just throwing your hands up in the air and saying yes to the universe and pulling that energy down into you. I will actually share that maybe later next week with everybody on what that looks like and how that feels and how you can draw and pull that in. It's a great, great tool to really truly set intentions for things. So the full moon is about completion. What did you complete? A powerful, powerful cycle that you've just been through. So honor it. Take forth the wisdom and apply it to your life in your next 2 weeks. The next card that we got was synergy, which is called the green man. And in this card, it's just, it almost looks like eyes amongst the jungle. So synergy is very much about things aligning and showing up and just being um, there for us, without much effort. So how cool we get the full moon and the request to just allow things to happen, to allow it to come forward. I'm going to just look here. So just a note on the full moon card, it says that you can now take pleasure in knowing that whatever you've been working toward has now reached its culmination. It may have been a relatively brief cycle or a much more extensive one, yet regardless of the length of time, you have arrived at the stage of completion. Let yourself feel the contentment and satisfaction of this accomplishment. It's like whenever you take a deep breath and reach the point where your lungs are pleasantly full and your body is to release that breath. It's really important to not only enjoy this completion, but also let go and allow yourself to relax afterwards. And that's how we get this synergy card. So with synergy, it's coming up and it's reminding us to just breathe, to trust, and to relax into um, what is all around us. So let me just look here. Come on. I'm looking. Why isn't it there? Oh, because it's not energy. Goodness gracious. I do this every time with these cards. So the green man is Earth's vegetation personified. Although he may have many variations, this card depicts a more subtle and embedded representation. Let me show you. Okay. In other portrayals, he resembles the face of a man covered in green foliage and branches and vines spreading out in every direction. There exists some form of green man throughout history in every myriad and culture. Often the symbol represents rebirth of life in the springtime. He also is associated with the Lord of the Wildwood. As a representative of the plant kingdom, Green Man reminds us of the incredible synergy required for Gaia to maintain her delicate and dynamic balance among the various beings on the planet. Synergy is the interaction and the cooperation of two or more elements that produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate efforts. So it's about really connecting and taking advantage and getting into the flow of life because the flow of life is truly God. Okay. Um, in this cycle, tune into the guidance, however it shows up, and you will find that you move through life with greater ease due to the synergetic balance of forces expressing itself. So what a great card. The next one is Mountain, and it's about strength. And I look at this and I think, wow, look at the beauty that's coming inside of our greatest challenges comes some of the most precious gems because we had the strength. We were reminded to really truly dig in and know who we were. And when you look at, times like this, yes, they can be very overwhelming. But take a look and honor where you've come and how you came out of it and how you handled it. If you had some less than perfect, ways of dealing, then focus on that. Work on that to change it for whenever the next cycle of release and um, receiving takes place. So in the mountain for strength, that's very, very cool to get that card. And you're reminded of your strength. So remember, again, you're worth it, right? So remember I said to you how these cards are so fitting. When we go into the rest and recovery period, we can actually take the wisdom of all that we find and honor our strength. The next card comes up with radiance. Shine brightly. And I know I've been saying this for a few months now, but shine brightly. We are in summer solstice. You have a voice, you have passion, you have ideas, and you have just come through a very, very hard month over this last month. So embrace everything that's around you. I'm going to make a note in my book, and I think that what we'll do is a meditation around the radiance of summer solstice. So I just got that, and I'm going to write that down right now so that I remember. Actually, put the card right there. So look for that sometime next week, okay? And I'll definitely share that with you. So remember to shine, remember to radiate, remember just how powerful you are. You're so, so beautiful. And I see the light in each and every one of you. And it just makes me so happy whenever I get to share and experience you all shining brightly. So keep doing it. The next card that we have is Unfoldment. And this is the lotus flower. And the lotus flower has always been an attraction to me because it's just the colors and the way that it opens up like this beautiful, beautiful lotus flower. I mean, everything's blossoming and blooming, and it literally comes out in the V. So remember, I was telling you before about the yes meditations and setting the intention. Well, the lotus flower is actually the giving of, and the ability to receive everything back to you that you're putting out there. Again, you're beautiful. You have so much to share with this world, and you have so much power to put forth in a positive way. So stay in the beauty of that. Just breathe into it and love where you are, love the journey, and surrender. I'm going to actually look up to see. There we go. So the lotus flower sits upon one of its leaves, having risen to the surface as the sun held the hand of God, invites upwards to the light. This unique plant is rooted in the mud and muck at the bottom of the body of water, its stems reaching up to the surface where the leaves rest quietly. So again, you're rooted and you're blooming and you're booming and you're opening up to the what we learn from this amazing plant is how our own spiritual path unfolds and opens to the light. Then at times gently folds in on itself for a proper rest when the daylight fades. Again, how powerful is that? That we've bloomed and we've exposed and we've stretched and we've taken on things and things have happened, and now we're coming back into that whole surrender of the rest. And it's a process, and it happens, you know. whenever you need it to happen. So release and let yourself be in that. This period is just as necessary for growth, it says, for it allows the plant to integrate what it has gained in the nourishment during the day. It also is just important that it is rooted in it, and it is yet another miracle of nature that something so exquisitely beautiful is formed from the mud and the silt of the water's bottom. Okay? Even if you're in the shittiest situation, know that that is cultivating the beauty deep inside of you. The next card that we got, the cave for sanctuary. And, when I look at this picture, I see for sure that you're able to actually, people are retreating. We're in this retreatment stage and we're learning and we're processing the wisdom that we had. And now we're documenting it. And we're putting our story to pen, to cave, to whatever you need to do. So take the time this month and really truly honor the cycle. Journal, write your journey, and create your intention. And then the very last card that we had, which is absolutely beautiful, is crystals. And if you look in here, the card says that it's focus. So now's the time to really truly focus, like I said, on what you want to bring into this next cycle of life. If you want to actually work with the what crystal is that? The amethyst crystal, then you can totally do that. That's what's being shown inside of this card. It's actually a whole bunch of them. And it might be a crystal for us all to work with this month. You are so powerful. And me having you here with me today is really, really a testament to that, because through, all of the things that I've endured, the one thing that has come about is that I'm able to bring and gather all of you beautiful beings here to really truly honor yourself. So I thank you for that. So this month ahead is about our rest and recovery. I told you at the start that I was going to share a couple cool little things that we're going to do and some new things. The very first thing that will be coming out here in the next couple of weeks inside of Awaken by Heather is our brand new vlogs. So they're video logs for you to experience so that we can work on those self-care things together. This month, of course, will be all around self-care and restoring and truly honoring the wisdom of the cycle that we've been in. So you'll start to see those in there, and I hope that you click on them and you work through them and you join me in, definitely changing and shifting and growing. We're going to have a conversation this month around ketones and how they can benefit us in our world and what they are. And we'll dive a little bit into, what the keto process is and what the keto diet is and all of these things. So we'll talk about that. We'll have a special guest, and I'll be announcing that. The Real Talk Roundtable will be happening for sure this month. I've got a bunch of people lined up that we're going to be sitting down and pulling topics out of the hat, real life topics. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, I think I was mentioning earlier that I have this amazing this Oracle deck. And I was pulling some cards for myself this month, and I got very, very clearly that it was time for us all to really, truly tap into our intuition. And I've been doing that now for a little bit. But I got this card for us, and it was Overrate Your Intuition. So inside of here, we have a lot of intuitive practices. Everybody has this in our body. We just need to tap into it and to identify and to remember what it feels like to be using our intuition. So I'm going to put up a couple different practice tests that we can do to really, invoke that high priestess archetype in ourselves to transform and know that we are powerful in everything that we do. So keep watching for that. And then as for what's coming up, at the Chronicles of Mama Mac over this next couple months is that we will be doing a full moon meditation, whether it's here in town or in Barrie, possibly with a higher conscious group that I've been working with. And then we're also going to, I'm going to be working on our Who I Am series and a brand new Becoming Me series that'll be coming and launching in the fall. I'm really excited about this. These will be online because people seem to be liking the one-on-one online interaction with me. So it'll be a week by week, day by day instructional video that will come to you. I am here for you, and I'm excited to really be growing that. And I think you'll start to see that unfold as we start seeing more and more of the vlogs happening. So with that, happy August. Stay true to yourself, on your self-care, invoke your rest period, integrate, and savor the wisdom that you learned. And I will be checking in with you over the next few days and sharing that summer solstice radiance meditation that we have. And I'll also be sharing with you in a ignite your intuition kind of game that we'll play here over the next few days. So, with that, everybody, I love you so much. Thank you for checking in, joining. Have a wonderful month. And remember, shine brightly because you're worth it and you're powerful. And I see you, and you're absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.